B-Town, what's going on? Today, I am back with a new video. And to do something different for a change, I thought I'd maybe talk about my film photography journey, which started in 2021, I believe. Yeah, 2 years ago in spring or maybe summer. But yeah, it's been quite the long time. I've taken loads of photos and improved, obviously. I mean, my photos are still nothing to write home about, but I think I'm starting to be proud of a few pictures that I take. So I think I'll use this chance to kind of reminisce a bit whilst scrolling through these old pictures on Lightroom, which I have here. So yeah, where did it all begin? I think I was recommended a video of Rainy Days, a pretty big film photography YouTuber, if not the biggest. Willem Verbeek is also, those are like the known ones. Great channels. I love their videos. I watch them a lot. And that's when I first started getting interested in film photography. So yeah, I decided to buy myself a film camera, as they were, they're not very expensive. My first camera I bought it off eBay for like $60. Back then I didn't even have a bank account or anything. I was 17. And I had to pick it up, in eBay, at least in Germany. You can kind of just visit people and just pick up their products just at their houses, which is quite chill. So there was this guy selling the camera in a small town outside of Stuttgart. It's in the southwest of Germany. And I decided to go there with some friends and went there to pick it up. It was a Zenit E, 1980s Moscow Olympics edition, mind you. Beautiful camera. It was barely used. The guy was actually an East German who escaped the GDR. He told us how he escaped. Like, he bought the camera over there, and then he fled over some border. I don't know. He managed to get across the border into West Germany to start a new life there. So that's pretty cool. And he didn't really use his camera a lot, so he sold it. So so we bought the camera. I still had no idea how to use these film cameras, and the Zenit is like a bit difficult. It's tricky, It's like a fully manual, fully mechanical camera. There's not a lot of electronics. The light meter was broken. It was like what are they called? I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, they have like selenium cells which degrade over time, and if you don't use them, and most Zenit is, which by the way is one of the most produced cameras in the world. The Soviets, they in a command, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, the lens was also a bit specific. It was a Helios 44-2, which has like two dials to set like the aperture and focus, and I had no idea how it worked. So so over here in Lightroom, I have a lot of pictures taken with that camera, and most photos were either blurry or overexposed, underexposed, or any combination of those three, or out of focus. That's another thing. So I selected a few photos. I'd say 80% of the photos I got back from like my first films were completely unusable. And yeah, I actually took some pictures in Stuttgart there, because there's like a Bauhaus neighborhood called Weißensiedlung or something. No, I actually don't remember. Anyways, yeah, but my first film actually ripped inside the camera, which was a huge bummer. I rewinded the film and felt some resistance. I heard like a cracking sound, and then I was like, oh no. So yeah, I think I could have salvaged it now. I just go into a very dark room and try to pull it out and lead it back into the canister or something. But yeah, back then, like I said, no idea what I was doing. So, I just opened it up and lost all the photos on there. Which is also, by the way, the day I came up with my name, it's not really an artist name. Let's say artist name, yeah, Filmriss, which in German is ripped film. That's an appropriate translation, but there's also a double meaning to it. There's also kind of a pun hidden in there, because Filmriss can also mean you have like a blackout, and not like the blackout in the sense of, oh, I just blacked out, where's my knowledge, but you drink so much alcohol you don't remember what you did last night type of blackout. So yeah, there's this double meaning. I really like the name. But yeah, let's look into the photos a bit. So here we have a picture taken in Munich on some other trip. This was probably the second film I shot through the Zenith. Yeah, it's very overexposed. It's just like a couple of test shots. This is like what most of the shots looked like, completely overexposed, blurry, out of focus. Yeah, not very great shots. I also had the problem that the camera would just open up randomly sometimes, which led to these light leaks on the photos. It was really annoying, but still loved taking pictures and everything. And yeah, some photos actually turned out quite all right. This photo, for example, is a bit overexposed up here, obviously, but I think in general, it's kind of a cool composition. It's in focus, and yeah, I'd say it's all right. I think on around the third roll I shot, I took this picture. It was pure luck that I got the settings right, but I'm to this day really proud of this photo. It was like, I guess, kind of like a beginner's luck situation where you just get a good photo, just by praying, just by setting up the camera, doing whatever, and then actually getting a decent picture out of it. So yeah, I really like this shot of some gas station. These are air pumps, I believe. This is somewhere in Nuremberg, my hometown. But yeah, so most pictures were definitely shit, but there were some that I actually do like. So yeah. Moving on, what do we have here? Some trees, I believe. I don't know, I think this picture kind of looked cool. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's long shadows or something, but yeah, this is also a very nice shot, actually, taken at a lake. The only problem is I'm not even sure whether I shot this or not. It might have been my ex-girlfriend, who was a lot more talented than I was. We kind of started together, like taking film photos and everything. So yeah, I don't know if this was my photo or not, but it's a great shot. This is definitely my photo, because the aforementioned light leaks caused by the camera opening up. But I think without the light leak, this would have actually been a pretty cool shot with the guy here on his boat. Yeah. And this just looks super bizarre, kind of surreal. The green water and the bizarre color of the rocks and the forest in the background. The Helios, the lens, has really bizarre kind of swirl bokeh. It's kind of known for that, and actually a very, very popular lens to this day. A lot of professionals use it on like digital cameras and everything, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, here I attempted some handheld night shots. Nothing too crazy going on here. A lot of darkness. I think this is probably like the fourth roll or something I went through. And this is where I started to kind of like, to kind of do some research how to properly use the camera and everything. So, with every film I shot, I got more and more like decent pictures back that I was, kind of proud of at least. So, these shots are nothing too crazy composition wise, but at least they're not, Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, this is actually a cool shot. I wish I would have had this guy in focus, then I'd actually really like this. Or here, another bus. This is actually a pretty good shot, I'd say. I think it's cool. It has these American cars. There's like a couple of American car dealerships back in Nuremberg, which, made some pretty cool subjects. And yeah, you can see a bit of the swirly bokeh on the edges here caused by the Helios. So, yeah, this is a house somewhere, and there's like some plants, yeah, this is quite the interesting photo. I tried to experiment with like foregrounds and everything, where you use these plants, these crops. I like it. It has like a bit of a dreamy quality to it. Yeah, this could have been a really good shot if it was more in focus. It's a bit out of focus, but I really like the colors. I think I started off shooting Fuji 200. That's what, back in the day, there were so many of those still left. You can just buy them in stores. Good old days. Yeah, more light leaks and everything, but decent shots here and there. Yeah, here you really see the swirly bokeh. It's like, it looks kind of like it looks like I didn't hold the camera steady like on here on the corners, but if you look at the car, the subject, for example, it's super sharp, and yeah, it really just is the bokeh of the lens. So yeah, it's actually such a great lens. Maybe I should get it again. And the greens here pop a lot. It's Fuji. They do that really well. Very nice aesthetic. Yeah, here's some more. I think I tried shooting on a tripod or something. It's not terrible for like the first attempts, but just whatever. Here, another out of focus shot. Very interesting bokeh coming through the trees here with the light. More handheld night shots. This is actually a nice shot. I like it. I don't know how I got it, but I like the sky and the moon. There's like a bit of, I don't know if it's mist or if it's light leak. I honestly don't know, but I also don't care actually. I just like the look of this picture. Yeah, it was all shot in Fürth, the neighboring town of Nuremberg. Has like a beautiful park, and yeah, this is also a cool shot. Yeah, the Helios really brought like a dreamy quality to the pictures. I've probably said that more than enough times this video, but just to mention it. Yeah. Oh, this is also a nice one. Actually got it in focus somehow. I have the feeling I used to be better at focusing. But like nowadays I misfocus quite often. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know, maybe my eyes are getting bad or something. Yeah, this is what happens if you use a flash but don't know what like the flash sync settings are, where there's like a minimum shutter speed you need to properly expose a shot with flash, and if you don't fulfill, like if the shutter speed is below that point or above, I'm not quite sure, then yeah, you can barely see anything. It's like half a frame, and the other half you can make out this light, but that's about it. Yeah, another one of those. There were like 10 of these, kind of failed shots with the flash. Yeah, this is where the pictures start to get all right. Like this again has kind of a cool foreground. Yeah, it's actually nice. I don't know what this red is. What is that? Looks like my old jacket or something. In that case, I didn't even take this picture. Well, Oh yeah, we have Germany's greatest city, Frankfurt am Main, the crack hub of Germany. It's super overexposed, but yeah, I guess it's all right. Yeah, you can really see the influence of, like the prominent YouTubers who do like film photography, like Rainy Days, Willem Verbeek and everything. It's like kind of like a gas station-esque shot with the green lights. I really like these Fuji film stocks. It's just impossible to find them nowadays in Germany. Yeah, decent shots. More gas stations. It actually looks kind of cool. This is actually a shot I'm really proud of. I don't know why this guy is standing in such a weird manner, but it's kind of intriguing. Oh, look at that. There's like this weird line. That looks like there was some fragment on like the, how do you call it? The thing that holds the film down inside the camera, and that just scratched through the entire film when advancing the film. That's what it looks like, but not too big of a deal. Still kind of a nice shot. Yeah, back then I still had my style was to capture this kind of really super high contrast, kind of gloomier shots, like bright whites and like really dark darks, and like colors that pop a lot. That was like the style back in the beginning. Yeah, that's a friend of mine, Killian. It's actually a pretty cool shot. Yeah, it was a super, the lens was, I think, 50 millimeters or something. It's super cropped in. But yeah, this is also a nice shot, but the subject is unfortunately not in focus. But it's still kind of nice. With like the table serving as like a mirror. Yeah, more shots of friends, the homies back then, more attempted night photography. This is probably the first attempt at photographing like strangers on the streets. Back then I was really into just not taking pictures of people at all. It was like more of these kind of liminal type of places that kind of evoke something like painterly landscapes, I guess. So yeah, it was still way before I got interested in like street photography and everything. So yeah. Oh, this is actually also quite nice. I like the overexposed look. This kind of aligns more with my current style, which is like kind of more flat, pastel, eerie kind, the classic. A lot of film photographers like shooting in this style. It's very popular, but I do enjoy it as well. So yeah, some Asian supermarket. Yeah, that's another gloomy shot. This is Munich, I think. There was like a small artsy park. I have no idea what it exactly is, but like lots of graffiti and everything. Kind of like Berlin, but it was in Munich, which is like the most stuck up city in Germany. Yeah, they had some random subway, wagon just standing around there. So yeah, it's pretty cool actually. But also overexposed as hell. Oh yeah. Oh, this is actually nice. Yeah. Like, I know I'm saying, oh yeah, this is actually a nice shot a lot, but I did sort out all the unusable shots. So, this might seem like, oh, that's pretty good for like a beginner, but this is like the cream of the crop for back then. Like I said, most shots were garbage. But yeah. Yeah, I think that was like a cemetery in Salzburg in Austria. Went there for a day, and there's some figure is buried there. I forgot who it was. Yeah, that's another Salzburg shot. Beautiful city, actually. This is weirdly exposed though. Yeah, really was a hit or miss with the exposure, but I tried my best. It was so interesting to see these houses, and behind the houses there were these huge rocks, It was like, you know, I think Salzburg is already in the Alps, probably, I guess. But yeah, so this is where I started taking my film camera on like travels to shoot abroad. So my first trip abroad ever by myself was actually to Prague for a couple of days, I think for a weekend or something. And there I really tried to capture some good images. This is actually nice. I like the composition and everything. It is a bit more gloomy, kind of high contrasty, but you know, back then this was like the ideal shot, maybe without this car in the corner here, but you know, not bad. Yeah, I was super proud of this shot back then. I don't think it's anything too great now, because the subject here, which is super interesting to look at in general, but the subject is so much like he's so shifted to the left side of the frame that it just kind of looks like, yeah, the focus is more, there's more of a focus on like the middle part where there's absolutely nothing. But yeah, you know, some more Prague shots, commie blocks. I do not know who designed this tower, but like the TV tower in Prague is like, it looks ridiculous. I have no idea what this architectural style is supposed to be. It looks cool. It has kind of like a Soviet vibe. I think it was still constructed back in Czechoslovakia, like maybe in the last years, but you know, it has the super futuristic spaceship kind of style, which they really loved in the Eastern Bloc countries. Yeah, there were some bizarre alien sculptures on the tower. I don't know if they're still there, but yeah, that was definitely interesting. An interesting piece of architecture. Some more streets, super grungy, kind of dark commie blocks. I really love commie blocks. They have so much, I don't know. I mean, living in them is shit, obviously, but looking at them, they have this aesthetic, which is kind of a trend now, I guess. But, you know, it still has like, I don't know, whether you love them or hate them, I think it's hard to deny that they have like this atmosphere, which is cool to look at least. Yeah, some more market shots underexposed. Yeah, this is like a typical street in Prague. Super beautiful, medieval-esque city. It's a huge tourist hub in Europe. A lot of people want to visit Prague. Yeah, I actually tried to take a picture of this girl sitting there smoking, but I think I was a bit distant for that. Would have looked cooler if it was a bit more zoomed in, but she's so out of focus. You know, you can barely make out that she's the subject here. No. More of Prague. This is like one of the synagogues in the Jewish quarter. Prague had a huge Jewish population back then, before certain things happened in Europe. But yeah, they have a lot of these synagogues preserved, and they're super nice. They look super nice, especially like this blue paint. You know, I like this color. It reminds me of like Greece or something. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking here, but I do like this shot. It's like super Prague-esque, like, you know, all the ornaments and the lantern and this gate. I don't know what it was called. Some tourist attraction in the background. Yeah, I really nailed the focus on this one, which is impressive, I guess. Yeah, pretty cool shot. Yeah, here you can really see the contrast, the shadows super dark and the highlights are super bright. This is another synagogue, the Jerusalem synagogue, the center of Prague. Here's another picture. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah. What else do we have? Shots from the train station. This is like another shot that I appreciate more now than I did back then. You know, this is, it aligns a lot more with my current style, which is this kind of, yeah, I already explained it. But yeah, this is some house, the outskirts of Prague. Some Asian supermarket. Yeah, the Fuji colors are super cool. I like that the shadows are really like bluish, and like the highlights are kind of warmer. Yeah, but if you're underexposed, you obviously get a bit of, oh, this is, now that I think about it, I think the reason why the last couple of shots were always correctly exposed, or this is not the Zenit anymore. I actually bought a Canon AE1 program because I had no clue how to use the Zenit, and it was just too difficult for me. So I got a more beginner-friendly film camera. It's a great camera, but yeah, that's the reason why they're all correctly exposed, because it has an internal light meter. That explains a lot. Yeah, and Canon lenses are also super nice. Yeah, super sharp. Yeah. That was definitely the Canon. Here in Prague. This is another super underexposed shot, as you can see in the muddy ass shadows, but you know, it kind of has this dreamlike quality to it, which suits Prague a lot, I'd say. These old bits of the city. I don't know what this shot is, but I kind of like it. It has like this these summer vibes, you know, it's warm and green trees, not like now. Now it looks like this outside, it's absolutely horrible. Bit of snow, everything's gray. Berlin is super depressing when it's winter, but yeah, can't be helped, I guess. What do we have here? So this was shot in like some Soviet barrack, kind of like some old city for soldiers in the eastern part of Germany, outside of Berlin. I think it's still in Potsdam. It's called Kampnitz, but a pretty cool place. You know, you had these old barracks, and which were abandoned for a long time. This is kind of nice with the light and everything. Also like this bathtub. This is kind of funny. Yeah. This is actually kind of cool. Just the view out the window. Super crusty windows, you know. You see all these, you know, the paint is flaking and everything. Here we have some old Soviet murals. Za našu sovětskou rodinu. For our Soviet motherland. Pretty cool, pretty dandy. Yeah. Very atmospheric place, definitely. Underexposed shots. Yeah, I think they're tearing everything down, unfortunately, building like some new living, I don't know, some new houses and everything, which is unfortunate for these old buildings, which were actually used even before the Soviet times back in Nazi Germany. So yeah, sucks to see them gone, but you know, it is what it is. I love these old murals that just say, this is like приятного аппетита, like have a nice meal. So this was like the building where the soldiers would assemble and have lunch and dinner in these huge halls. This is probably one of the rooms. You know, they'd have all these benches, and everybody would grab their food, the canteen, eat together in the stolovaya. Very Soviet, very, very cool. Yeah, so yeah, good memories. 2021. Oh, and these last two shots are from Berlin at night. It's hard to make out anything except for these signs. But yeah, so yeah, these are the pictures I curated for the first part of this series of videos. where I will be going through my photography journey in film photography. So yeah, in case I seem a bit low energy, in case I seem a bit low on energy today, don't worry about it. It's just because I'm sober. But yeah, jokes aside, I'm obviously funnier when I'm drunk. But no, like serious, Jesus Christ, I'm just a bit tired, but been a bit low on energy indeed recently. A lot going on. But yeah, I'm still trying to keep these videos coming. Keeping it G-real here. So yeah, I appreciate it if you watched all the way to the end. So yeah, Shawtown, keep it real. Like, subscribe, comment, share.